All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. All right. I am one of the hosts on here, the NFL Encyclopedia, Coach Williams. As you can see, he says 1Q down. That means first quarter of the NFL season is down. Well, sort of, because 17 games now, but still, whatever. That direction, Pando 316, the good guy with the black hat, he's asking the question, who else is hurt now? Yeah, there's a lot of injuries going on, Pando, a lot of injuries. And then down below, Steve, Space Age Forever White. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, man, are those glasses new?
I had them for a little while, man. My little blue light glasses.
Okay, I see you, man.
They're not prescription, but it's supposed to help.
Okay.
Looking at screens all day. Yeah.
I hear you. All right. Space Age Forever. Let's go. All right. So, man, let's jump into this, man. So, well, I had a feeling that was going to happen eventually because the Raiders are not a good team. Okay. I felt like they didn't have a quarterback. They didn't draft a quarterback. I knew they weren't, and everybody on this panel, including Trisha, who's not here yet. Hopefully he joins us soon. All felt the same way about the Raiders, not even being a playoff threat. So, we've had discussions, pieces here and there saying, Devontae Adams will be trade bait at some point. Okay. Mm-hmm. And of course, it'll probably be before the trade deadline. Okay. So now stories are popping up left and right about him being trade bait and what are the possible destinations. Well, I've heard a lot of different teams. What's up, David?
What's going on, David?
What up, Fred?
I've heard Kansas City. What's up, Titus?
What's going on? What up?
So before you get going, Brandon, I want you, when you list these teams, I want to write these down because I'm going to address each one of these teams.
Okay, that's fine. We can do it. Yeah. All right, so let me start over again. The first team I heard, and we get a lot of people joining them. What's up, E?
Welcome.
Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. I've heard Pittsburgh Steelers. I've heard New York Jets. Mm-hmm. I've heard Dallas Cowboys. I've heard New Orleans Saints. Mm-hmm. And I think that's about it from what I've heard. If y'all heard anything else, let me know. But hopefully I think I might have covered every team.
Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this.
Okay.
First of all, we got to talk about there's several moving pieces to this. You have some people that's like, that think that real life NFL is like Madden, when you just turn the salary cap off and just, and put trades on easy and all that stuff. And it just happens that way. But, it doesn't. And if you don't understand that, I have neither the time nor the crayons to explain it to you. That's what my shirt says. So, first thing first. Hey, what up, Twine?
What's good?
So, first thing first, I want to stop at the start at the top of the list. Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, we talked about this ad nauseum off the air. The Raiders are generally known as a dysfunctional organization. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
They're generally known as that. But you know what? I don't think that they're that stupid to trade probably a potential fringe Hall of Fame wide receiver to your division opponent. Okay, that's already better than you. And number one, the Chiefs would have to give them a humongous haul for them to have to agree to that, for it to even seem like it would make sense. For people that's got sense to look at that and say, and not say, y'all stupid. So that's first thing. The second thing is I also heard from my sources that the Kansas City Chiefs are not interested in making that trade, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we can cross them off the list. Okay. Pittsburgh has been crying about a receiver for the longest since the Brandon Ayuk side.
Right.
Okay. Well, that seems like a good place to go because I believe Pittsburgh has enough. I got to check again. I think Pittsburgh does have enough cap space to make that happen. Because we also got to talk about the financial part of this. Like right now, he has a $25 million cap hit. He has 2 more years after this year on his contract, which is 44-point-something million dollars for the next 2 years. You got to look at that part right there. Now, naturally, I do believe that some teams are going to restructure his deal, whoever, does get the trade done, but you're still talking about a pretty penny. And let's also let's sit up here and talk about, we have to talk about it. Why does he want to leave Las Vegas? Because his quarterback ain't bleep, okay? The quarterback situation is horrific.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Devontae Adams, I'm not trying to go to Pittsburgh to play for Justin Fields or for a wash Russell Wilson. And let me say, Russell Wilson, I was the last person defending him. Everybody else like, he trash, he washed up. And I was like, well, he might have something left in the tank. And then finally I was like, yeah, y'all right. So that's another reason why I don't think Pittsburgh would be a good suitor. Moving down the list, here's where it gets interesting. The New York Jets. First thing first, the Jets have a lot of cap space. Okay. Who else? Who played quarterback for the Jets, Brandon?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Didn't Devontae Adams play with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay?
Sure did.
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute, Eric. But that looks like the likely place. He's with his quarterback that he likes. They have a top 10 defense, and they just missing a little spark on offense. And now, granted, who's offensive coordinator in New York?
Hackett.
That's the problem. So
that is the problem.
That is the problem. Now, that's a feasible trade still because they have the cap space. That's where he would like to go. But I don't know if he'll be successful. Even with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams there, I don't know if they'd be successful with Nathaniel Hackett calling the play. However,
Nathaniel Hackett's terrible. I'm sorry.
He is. He's terrible.
Yeah.
But it's still it's still one of the more feasible trades.
Moving
on. You have the Who Dat Nation down there in New Orleans in the 504. Who's the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints?
His best friend.
Hey, Derek Carr's down there. They're running a very, very, very quarterback-friendly system. He would flourish in that system.
That would be
New Orleans. Hold on, I got a big one for you. You know who else is in New Orleans?
His wide receivers coach.
His personal wide receiver coach. Thank you, Brandon. Now, so my who that's watching right now, I got a really legitimate shot at getting him. Those are the 2 most realistic places that I can see him go. Now, here's the financial side of it. I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna let you go, Steve.
Okay.
I've been waiting on this all day. I'm like Gambit on that Deadpool movie. Oh, you don't know how long I've been waiting for this. I'm about to make a name for myself out here. So look, so those are the 2 most feasible places for him to go. Now, the thing is the financial side of it. But now the Saints have been magicians over probably the last 5 or 6 years. Because you remember that one year they were $83 million over the cap, and somehow, some way, by the time the season started, they had like $17 million in cap space.
Yep.
They kicked that can down the road like nobody's business. Okay.
Exactly.
Like they pay late. Okay. So what's gonna have to happen? There's gonna be some restructuring going on and everything like that if they really want him. And they're gonna have to probably give up a 2 or a 3 for him, maybe. All right, because I'm thinking about the Julio Jones trade that went down that moved Julio Jones to lost my train of thought. Tennessee. So because they're around that same age when they both moved. So New Orleans is looking good. Dallas is not looking like a logical place for him to go. Now, that doesn't mean they didn't kick the tires on it, but the fans were riding Dallas. And you know why? Because Jerry Jones said we couldn't afford Derrick Henry, but now you can afford Devontae Adams and we still ain't got no damn running game?
First of all, no, Dallas can't. Whenever there's a popular player on the trade block, I don't know why Cowboys fans, not all of them, including myself.
Don't feel bad, Steve, because my fan base is doing that same stuff.
I don't know why we always think we can just we're going to get whoever is big on the market on the trade block. It don't work like that, man. You know, anybody, the biggest name on the trade block, like, yo, we can get him. No, we can't. But let me continue to your points, Eric. New Orleans would be the best destination for him if they had the money. I've seen people say they don't have the money. I don't know the cap situation, but that would be the best spot for him where I think they can continue to be successful. The Jets, listen, it's not like him going to New York will solve all of their offensive problems. He could be happy playing with Aaron Rodgers again, but they got bigger issues than that receiver room, in my opinion. Exactly. That's all I got to say about it.
Because they actually have a very talented receiving core already.
They do.
In New York. Those guys are good. It's play calling, honestly. And Robert Saleh is a defensive-minded coach. And defenses right now, if I'm not mistaken, they're in the top 5. They're a top 5 defense. Yes, they're 5th in points allowed. So they have a very good defense. Robert Saleh is like, hey, man, I'm doing my thing over here. The biggest problem that might get Robert Saleh fired is he's saying, Nathaniel Hackett, handle my offense. That'll get you fired as a head coach because you done handed it off to him and Hackett like, oh, let me get my crayons.
Y'all want Green Bay beat them? Green Bay offense 2.0, I see, with the Jets, man. Come on, man. Y'all can do better than that, man.
Yeah, so but on the flip side of that, just for argument's sake, play devil's advocate here, Aaron Rodgers is his own offensive coordinator. That's the difference. Aaron Rodgers, Hackett might call a play. Rodgers get it up. No, man, we ain't running that. No.
But you know,
nah, bro.
And plus, Aaron Rodgers is his own playmaker at quarterback. You know, despite his age and the recent injury, and he still has at least Garrett Wilson at wide receiver, and Devontae Adams will help him out a lot.
Garrett Wilson automatically becomes the number 2 if Devontae Adams goes to the Jets. And that's a scary because now you got a 1 and a 1A and a 1A.
Yep.
But they got 2 number 1s, I think. And they have
1 and 1A,
yeah. And they have a 2-headed monster at running back. It's just like if you're gonna be the offensive coordinator, Aaron Rodgers, or whatever case may be, the offense is not on the in that passing game, they're not on the same page, man. They're not on the same page.
No. They got to down and everything like that. So to just in a nutshell, talking about Devon. Now here's another thing. Here's another outlier here. There's another outlier. Y'all remember? I'm sure you could not forget the Brandon Ayuk saga that happened this summer, right? Everybody remembers it. If you follow football, you know that, right? Okay. Watch this. What did Brandon Ayuk ask for? A trade.
Yeah.
Did the 49ers pick up the phone and just to see who was on the other end? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And I sat right here in this chair and I said, he ain't going nowhere. And people called me crazy. I not only did I say he not going nowhere, I said I predicted in a window just about how much he'd make.
Yeah, now, you're right.
Now, I don't know the Raiders like I know the 49ers because the 49ers are a better run organization than the Raiders. Let's just go ahead and be honest about that. If you're a Raiders fan, you're just going to have to be mad, okay? I don't care because you know I'm telling the truth. Your organization is dysfunctional as all get out and has been for years. But
couple decades,
yes. But I can't pretend to know how they would think because the Raiders have done outlandish things before. But there's also the option that he goes nowhere. they don't have to let him go anywhere. You know, they can say, "Well, we're exploring all options." Y'all know what that means in business. That means you could go somewhere or you could go nowhere. That's what that means. So again, their GM is not, you know, he's not one of the upper echelon GMs in the league. So I don't know what's going to happen, but that also is a option that could happen. He could be right there. And then now we're talking about absorbing a $44 million cap hit next year. You better
So
restructure like you ain't never restructured before.
yeah, so the Raiders are looking for a second round pick and some other form of
You're breaking
compensation.
up.
Now, can you hear me? Hello? Am I
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Raiders are looking for a second round pick and some other form of compensation. Now, I don't know what that other form of compensation is, but they are looking for that.
That might be me.
Go ahead, Steve,
Yeah.
or
That
somebody
might be
else.
me.
No, you're clear to
Can
me,
y'all hear
Brandon.
me?
Yeah,
I'm
we can hear
good.
you. Yeah, Brandon's clear. Brandon's good.
I'm clear. So Pando, say something. Are you freezing? He frozen.
Yeah, keep going, Brandon.
All right. So now I know now Dallas did call, but I think Dallas will want them to eat a lot of that cap hit. And yeah, Pando, you good. Um,
Okay.
so what was I gonna say? Yeah, they want, but they wasn't gonna give a second round pick. They had other trade conversation in mind. Now I don't know what the details were, but I don't think they're gonna do it. Now, segue to another receiver who could possibly be traded, and maybe Dallas might kick the can on, but I doubt it too. Amari Cooper, wide receiver of the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
His
Now that's a
contract got
feasible option.
his contract
Yeah.
got restructured to the point where majority of it is signing bonus, and whatever you got paid now is pretty much a bag of Lay's chips. So
Mm-hmm.
I
does
like
Amari
Lay's
Cooper
chips.
get traded?
Just
Because let's say
the
Devontae
regular
Adams get
ones.
traded to the Jets, and a lot of people feel like it's going to be the Jets. Where does Amari Cooper go? Does he go to Dallas? Go back to Dallas? Does he go to New Orleans?
Kansas City.
In the city.
Does he go to Kansas City?
Kansas City.
Right.
Does he go to? Well, they're not going to trade him to Pittsburgh, but Kansas City, Dallas, Saints. Let's discuss this one. Amari Cooper.
So Amari Cooper, I could see him winding up in Kansas City. Um, I could see him winding up in possibly in Dallas. I think Brandon Cooks is out for like 5 weeks right now. Um, is
With
is it
that,
an ankle or is it a knee?
so it's a knee. What happened was
It's a knee.
he had to get work on his knee. So okay, he got 2 injections on his knee, I think in New York. Then it had an infection. So when he's in Dallas, they had to do a procedure to clean out the infection and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he's supposed to miss. I heard 1 to 3 weeks, but we'll see what happens.
So now Kansas City loves a deal. They love a bargain. And right now, Amari Cooper it will be the cheaper option. Their wide receiver. No, I don't see no Titus. I don't see him going to the Saints. But yeah, Cooper. I can see him going to Kansas City. Or watch this. We know Andy Reid has a reputation for taking guys who are just guys and turning them into stars. There may be somebody on Kansas City's roster already, and Kansas
That's
City ain't
true.
even looking to
That's true.
trade.
That's
There could
true.
be somebody that they didn't stashed on the bottom of the depth chart and like, hey, okay, here's your time, let's go. And
Yep.
Andy Reid think about his days in Philadelphia when he's Philadelphia's head coach. You had James Thrash, you had Pinkston,
Yep.
you had Freddie
Freddie Mitchell.
Mitchell, and
Mhm.
going to NFC championships with these
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
So So that's something you got to look at, So I mean, they may be like, nah, man, we ain't spending all that money because we got a guy over here on the practice squad that nobody knows about.
Yep.
Or they may go grab the Kansas City Chiefs have traded a 7th-round draft pick to what's it for Who Shot John. And everybody's like, who is that? Who is that? And then they play him and you're like, oh my God, where'd this kid come from? So we can see that happening.
I think, I mean, they're still undefeated right now. So it's just like, it would take for them to lose a game or two, maybe, or if the offense just plays poorly for them to consider doing that. But they know how to win games, man, with whoever they have. So I trust Andy Reid. They know what they're doing. They thought about building depth, average receiver, especially given Rashee Rice's offseason issues and things like that. So it'll be great for Cooper to be there, but I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on that quite yet in Kansas City as far as bringing him down. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. So yeah, I'm not seeing that.
I'm looking at the different teams across the league, and I'm trying to see like who is 2-2, or who is 1-3 that's probably better than 1-3 that could use Amari Cooper to at least make themselves a playoff threat towards the end of the season. And right now, I'm just not seeing it because, see, Buffalo should be fine at wide receiver. I don't think it's going to be the Jets. They don't go trade within the division. Houston is stacked. Who's in Indy besides Pittman?
What's the kid's name? The one they caught the long pass and everybody was like, oh my God, Anthony Richards is so great. Oh God, name slips my mind.
Okay.
Well, it could be the Jets. They're not within division, Brandon. It could be the Jets.
Yeah. So
I'm not including the Jets because I'm thinking Devontae Adams is going there.
Yeah, he could wind up there, or now he could be a backup plan for the Jets. Let's say Devontae Adams winds up in New Orleans. That could be a contingency plan. I mean, smart businessmen have a plan, and then they have a backup plan ready to go, or a backup to the backup.
I tell you what, he could end up in Atlanta.
And see, Eric James brought that up. Now
he brought it up for Devontae Adams, though. But I can see Cooper going to Atlanta.
They're outliers.
Kirk Cousins would love that.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. They are outliers for that, and they could, because his contract is not as demanding as Devontae Adams, it's feasible for them financially because they only have roughly about $8 million under the cap.
And he had the same production. He had 1,200 yards receiving last year.
So yeah. So the Falcons, I think, are creeping slowly but surely behind KC, Baltimore, Steelers. What is? Give us some context, Sean Grant.
So Sean, are you talking about for Cooper? Yeah. Or are you talking about for Devontae Adams? Because for Cooper, I cannot see Cleveland trading within the division to Pittsburgh or Baltimore. So that's why we said Kansas City, but then another team we came up with was Atlanta.
Yeah, Cleveland is not. I don't think they're that silly to trade within division. You're not going to trade within division. That is a corporate no-no in the NFL. You do not trade within division unless you actually fleecing the hell out of your division rival. Like if your division rival is like really dumb and hey man, we're gonna give you 2 firsts and a second that could possibly turn into a first. I'm just throwing that out there. But something crazy like that, yeah, okay, yeah, you can have. Mm-hmm. Also, going back to Devontae Adams for a moment, the Raiders might not make a move on this until right before the trade deadline because they still feel like they good. That's something else to look at.
Who's their quarterback?
Now, I don't know what the mentality is. Gardner Minshew, but
who's their quarterback?
Man, Gardner Minshew. I'm not saying Gardner Minshew is. Dude, I just said Gardner Minshew. I'm telling you how that. What franchise are we talking about here right now?
You're
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. So, they might be thinking, hey, man, we still got a shot. We ain't going to move unless we lose a bunch of games between now and the trade deadline. Then they might make a move. So there's no move imminent. And you could go ahead and take that one to the bank on that. I seriously doubt there's a move imminent for make a move for Devontae Adams like within the next couple of days. I just don't see that. Because the Raiders still feel like they still feel like, hey, we in this thing. We can win the West, which is not realistic because the Chiefs and their officials are leading the division right now. And the Chargers are better than what they were last year. So, bruh, come on, man. Let's be real. But that's the franchise we talking about. So, but it's gonna be interesting to see how this shakes. Question: could the Cardinals make a play on either one to give veteran presence with Harrison Jr.? No, they have Michael Wilson, they have Dortch. They got a pretty good receiving core. And I'm gonna just be real. Marvin Harrison Jr. He's kind of like an anomaly. He's like a Jamar Chase or a Justin Jefferson or something. He's on that level at wide receiver. So like
Wait a minute.
I know some veteran wide receivers that need more veteran tutelage.
Time out. Steve, did he say what I think he just said?
Did he just say what?
The Cardinals have a good wide receiver core?
Yeah. You did say that.
Because they'll sneak up on you. They will sneak up. Look, hey, my team sees them twice a year. Okay. I've never had a problem with their wide receiver core because they'll sneak up on you. How you think I know their names? They'll sneak up on you if you're not careful. Okay. My issue was with how Kyler Murray was playing. That's what it was. That's my issue with the Cardinals. Because every time I mention the Cardinals, I talk about, are you taller than a fifth grader? That's what I talk about. I don't talk about their receivers. Their receivers are quietly. You know what? Since I brought it up earlier a few minutes ago, their receiving core reminds me of the Eagles' receiving core during the Andy Reid era before Terrell Owens got there. They're not big names, but they get the job done. They make the catches, provided that the quarterback makes the right read. Well, how do you think Josh Dobbs did so well while Kyler Murray was hurt? There you go. Yeah, so Kyler Murray's the issue. So no, their receivers are sneaky good. They're not household names. They're not Devontae Adams. They're not CeeDee Lambs. They're not Justin Jeffersons, Jamar Chases. They're not those guys.
Right.
But they're sneaky good. Like the Eagles receiving core was when you had all of those Jags. And for those y'all don't understand the term Jag, J-A-G, just a guy. They had all those Jags in the Eagles receiving core back during that time. That's the same energy that they give. Now you got a dog in that room, and he's probably better than all of them physically. But those other guys are still good. He's going to make those other guys better because he's going to draw a lot of coverage.
Right. He's the anchor receiver.
Yeah, he's going to draw a lot of coverage. So, yeah. So if Kyler Murray ever get his life together, which it seems like he's getting a little better, then you could be talking about something dangerous. But that defense is horrific. So
I know because they don't have anybody. Like, good. Who's on their defense?
The defense is horrific. All they got is Buda Baker. That's it.
Buda Baker still there?
Yeah, he's anchoring that defense.
Damn, he's by himself. That man needs Jesus. Noah.
He need to be doing like Devontae Adams and asking for a trade.
Moses. What is let me see what his contract status look like. Cause I'll be trying to get out of there myself.
All right. So let's talk about a lot of these injuries that's going on in the league, because it seems like this is 2020 all over again, in my opinion. There are so many injuries to big name people in the league right now. Tua Tagovailoa. We don't know when he's coming back. The Cowboys just lost both their bookend pass rushers. The 49ers just lost Javon Hargrave, they're one of the best D tackles. Great Drake Greenlaw isn't back from the injury he suffered in the Super Bowl. Let me see who else is out of there. The Bills' whole linebacking core, I believe, is injured. I'm leaving out somebody. You got guys that are just like, what's going on? I don't know. Is this a product of the style of play, which I don't believe, or is this a product of conditioning, strength and conditioning with the teams, or is this just freakish? What are y'all thoughts on that?
Well, I can start off with the two Cowboy injuries of Parsons and Tank Lawrence. That field in the Meadowlands is horrible. Okay, players have gotten injured constantly
I concur.
at the Meadowlands. Um, I feel like it's almost Vet Stadium all over again without the dents in the field. And people, well, like I said, people have gotten injured. So that's where those injuries came from. Um, but a lot of players are getting injured again. I don't know if it's a lack. I don't know if it's a lack of stretching, a lack of a lack of off-season training. Because maybe not playing those preseason games. I just don't know what it is. But
I know what it is.
what is it?
They're taking injuries, man.
Really?
I think we're taking, yeah. Zimmer's proven that he can't run a defense with who we have. The defense is terrible. And they want to prolong their career. I think they're taking injuries, man.
That's an interesting take, Steve. Considering that, Michael Parsons needs to be out there if he wants to get the bag because his deal is up after this year. I mean, I'm not going. I don't argue with anybody who follows that team as closely as you do. Like, somebody try to argue me about my team, I'll be like, okay, you're wrong, and here's why. But yeah, man, that's an interesting take to say that.
I'm not saying they're not hurt at all. I'm not saying that. Every player gets hurt throughout the season, man.
Okay.
I'll tell you this much. If we were undefeated, I bet you they wouldn't be injured. They may be hurt. I bet you they wouldn't be on the injury list. The thing about Micah is,
I mean, you're 500, man. You're 2-2.
But it's the thing. I know this is Micah's contract year, but he's already proven the money that he should receive. That's already a done deal for Micah.
Yeah, my thing is that I'm sorry to cut you off, Steve. Just because we're 2-2, that 2-2 don't feel like a 2-2.
It don't. It feel like a.
Man, you preach to the choir.
And listen,
It's like a 1-3 at best.
Hey, let me tell you something right now. I've talked to some other intelligent Cowboy fans. It does not feel like 2-2. It really, really doesn't, man. That Giants game was just like the first game of the season.
We barely beat the Giants, and every team we have to see for the rest of the season is better than the Giants.
Who's the team that we did beat the first time, week 1?
The Browns.
The Browns. Okay, yeah. See, I forgot who the hell
Without
we beat.
Starting tackles.
Well, yeah, and see, but that feels like so long ago.
Yeah, man. They're
lot of
taking
circumstances
to prolong their career, prolong their bodies, keep their bodies healthier. But no, Micah's already proven the money he's going to get. He's already got that. He don't got to play another snap this season to prove that he's going to reset the market. He's fine. He's fine. But yeah, man. Yeah,
that's a take I have not heard. Like they're kind of like, hey man, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna just mail it in. I'm hurting, but I mean, I can play, but I'm not going.
If we were undefeated, Michael Parsons was leading the league in sacks, I promise you, he'll be playing on Sunday. You can't convince me otherwise. None of y'all can. I'm sorry.
I have no words, and I got
that's crazy.
I got the gift of gab, but I have no words for that. That's just an interesting take. I mean, I ain't saying I agree or disagree with it. It's just like, whoa. So yeah, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, these injuries are going to play a significant role, and I don't think we're done seeing significant injuries to significant players in the league this year, and they're going to play a significant role in determining who comes out of what division. And I really feel like, I forgot about Anthony Richardson's injury. Yeah, so you got when he got a hip pointer. But here's the thing with Anthony Richardson's injury, though, and I don't want to sound mean, but that might be good for the Colts, because Smoking Joe Flacco then came in there. And not even that.
Let me tell you something.
Smoking Joe Flacco that came up in there, and he's like, "Hey, Sonny, move on, Sonny. I got it." So yeah, man.
I know. He's still young and has not played a lot of games. Should he be the future for the Colts?
You know what?
He can't say.
I don't see anything. Here's the thing. I don't see anything special in him other than just his physical ability.
And that's my problem, man. Like
our resident quarterback whisperer is not on the air with us tonight.
I understand it, but I get it. I get it. He's our quarterback whisperer. But here's my thing. I've always been big on this. Until a quarterback shows me that he can mentally handle the game, I can care less about all that physical stuff. I can care less about you. I can care less about you throwing the football from here to Hawaii. I can care less that you can outrun Speedy Gonzalez on Looney Tunes. I don't care that you can run over an 18-wheeler and push all the way back from Miami to Alaska. I don't care about none of that stuff.
Right.
The only thing I care about you is being able to handle this game mentally.
Listen.
Handle all the pre-snap stuff and be able to make the proper throws to the proper spots or wherever they need to go. That's all I care about. All this other stuff ain't even necessary.
Well, it's I'm not going to attack him mentally. It's just his body can't hold up, man. The best ability
That's
is
another problem too. He might be injury prone.
He played 4 games last season.
Listen, he was injured. He got injured twice, and the second time he got injured, he's out for the season. He's injured already for the third time.
You can't be the future if you can't play the games.
I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna come at it from another angle, and I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm just saying, because y'all make good points, but I'm gonna come at it from another angle. Y'all talk about the injuries. I'm just talking about how he plays the game when he's out there. I don't see the reading the field. I don't see the
But that's the mental part. That's the mental part.
The defense. I don't see
part.
it.
That's
what I'm talking about.
But
that's what I'm talking about.
We haven't seen them enough to even. And we're agreeing. We're all saying the same thing. We haven't even seen them enough on the field. He played 8 games total. This is year 2. We're already a quarter down. We don't know if he can bounce back from a bye week and play. We don't know if he can, make comebacks consistently.
He's gonna have to.
You're talking about all the great quarterbacks. Most of them 4 games into their rookie year, they take bumps and bruises. That could have been his case. Come week 5 of last year, we don't know what he could have done. This year, we don't know what he can do because he's not on the field. You know what I'm saying? He's not even playing, man. Yeah. So
Willie Beeman had more. He was more durable. I'm just saying. Willie Beeman was more durable.
I'm not attacking him. I want to see him play more. I'm not attacking him, man, but
No,
I really
I mean, I want to see him
do.
play more too. But man,
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
dude,
I'm not attacking him, but y'all know how I am. I'm facts over feelings. If the Colts really want to make a push this year, they need to go with Smoking Joe Flacco and let him work that offense. Because I don't think Richardson is ready to when they start really seeing some dogs. Now they already seen the Texas and whooped that Texas some dogs, but you know when they really start seeing some dogs, I don't know if Richardson can handle it other than just running for his life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna chunk it deep, and if it ain't open, I'm just gonna take off. And it's
what's going to happen when you play a physical team like a San Francisco or Detroit Lions?
Gonna get hurt again.
We gotta see if he's gonna play again. Man, we gonna see if he gonna play against them in the first place.
Yeah.
I want to see him play against some more dogs to see what he can do. He can lose to some dogs. He can beat some dogs. We don't know.
Right. So that and I made the statement that, you know, the Colts weren't going to be that much of a threat in the AFC South because of Anthony Richardson, because he's a big question mark for his health and for his ability to process the game. Those are the two reasons I stood on that. So, and I still stand on that 10 toes down until he shows me otherwise, which reminds me, when I get to my pick, somebody has shown me otherwise, and I got to give them their props. And that's as a team. But we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, man.
Yards. Yay.
Yeah. So we had on Monday Night Football. Was that Monday night or Sunday night? I lost track. You know them doubleheader games. That was Monday night. Jared Goff had a perfect.
I think it was Monday Night Football when you had Jared Goff having that big game against Seattle.
18. Let me tell you something. There's several things to unpack with that. First of all, in the NFL, it is almost impossible to go 100% completion. Okay, I don't care. You could decimate another team and not go 100%. So hats off to Jared Goff for that. Okay. Second thing, he only went 18 for 18 because the Detroit Lions was running the ball down Seattle's throat. And I'm saying throat with a K. Okay. And everybody, Seattle undefeated. Seattle been playing JV teams for the last 3 weeks. And what I said they ain't played nobody. But they undefeated. They ain't played nobody. And look what happened. Yo. So they proved that they can't stop the run. And then he threw 3 tutties on them. So the best part of that defense is that secondary. And he still managed to throw 3 tutties on them. So, you know, hats off. The Lions like, we about to show you who we are. We was in the NFC Championship last year. We almost won it. Y'all wasn't even close. And we're finna show you what it be like. And this is what it is in the NFC. We the upper echelon of the NFC. We about to show y'all what time it is. Now, yes, you're gonna say, well, Geno still had a good game, yada, 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 yada. Detroit's still working on their defense. That's what kind of held them down last year. But yeah, we need to stop. We need to, you know how Dennis Green, rest in peace, said, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. Yeah, that's what a lot of people was doing with Seattle. I heard a lot of people, you know, just talking about Seattle. Stop. What you gonna dust out them old Seattle jerseys y'all had from 2012? Because again, I'm gonna say, what's the Seahawks fan?
Cam Chancellor, baby.
That's what y'all gonna do. Y'all gonna bring up them Legion of Boom, you know, all of that. Because
LOB.
If you're not from up there, I don't believe there's such thing as a Seahawks fan. Okay,
LOB, baby.
I'm just saying. But I was like, they ain't playing nobody. What y'all talking about?
Lions,
Seattle,
man.
like,
The Lions, they're so good, man. It's just
yes,
y'all
sir.
know there's only one person in that locker room that concerns me, and he don't put on pads on Sundays.
Yeah, man, the Lions.
Dan Campbell, man. I'm sorry. I know Nate's gonna kill me for my buddy Nate. He's a big Lions fan. He gave the game ball to somebody else other than Jared Goff.
Yeah, you can't go 100% and not get the game ball. That's kind of foul.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Passing touchdowns and receiving touchdown. He gave the game ball to somebody else.
Yeah, and caught a touchdown. Hey, man, Jared Goff got more touchdowns this season than Brandon Ayuk do.
Stop it. Hey,
I'm just
but
being
now
real.
listen. Let me tell you something. Ever since, and I don't know the lady's name, but ever since she took over the Detroit Lions as the primary owner, and she hired Brad Holmes as the GM and Dan Campbell as the head coach. I mean, she has really gotten the Detroit Lions going in the right direction with those hires.
Yes,
They
yeah,
traded Matthew Stafford up out of there. I know he got a Super Bowl ring. Congratulations to him. But with Jared Goff, man, and just building that team,
Mm-hmm.
a team that has been
Drafting well, all that, man.
well, they drafted well now, but before then, they were just terrible.
I'm talking about her regime.
Well, that's what I know, I know. But I'm talking about before her regime, they were terrible at drafting. They had terrible regular seasons, including 0-16. I mean, hats off to her as uh as a new primary owner of the Detroit Lions and getting that team in the right direction. The fan base is just I know they're just soaking it all in.
yeah. They're a problem. In fact,
Yes,
they've really made the NFC North interesting again. Like they brought it back to the black and blue division. It's like because
Mm.
now you have the Vikings who are good, you have the Packers who are good,
yes,
and now Detroit is good. And it's like okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So, uh, um, they they had this they had to, I'm a movie buff cinephile. You watch Black Panther when he did the trial by combat
Mm-hmm.
and Shuri's over there. Show them who you are, brother. The lion's
oh
like,
yeah,
hey man, we about to show you who we are. We come run the ball downhill at you.
yep,
Then we're gonna go play action and go over the top with guys like Amon Ross St. Brown and Jameson Williams and I mean, good lord, you know, let's not forget about the tight end. He's really good. It's like they got weapons, man, and yeah, they are tough. They a tough game for anybody. Like they come to play and they come to hurt you. You gonna be black and blue, just like them uniforms. Oh, y'all came out with black and blue uniforms. Yeah, but these just uniforms. You about to be black and blue by the end of the night. So yeah, the Lions, yeah, man. I ain't got nothing negative to really say. And especially if Dan Campbell improves on his decision making, they gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a problem. They've been a problem for like the last 4 years, but people just not noticing last year. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and talk about our top five. It's week 5. We're going into week 5. I can't believe we're going to week 5. That's great. So we're going into week 5. We have our top 5 teams. If those of y'all who are watching our show for the first time, everybody has their power rankings and they do 32 through 1. We ain't got time for all that. We're gonna give you our top 5 after each week. So we always like to go around the board and everybody gives their 5 and then their 4 and their 3 and then finally their 1. So Brandon, I think you were first last week. So Steve, you want to go first?
Number 5.
Number 5.
Man, I didn't want to go first because I got to think about this for a second.
And it put you on the spot.
Can we go 1 first?
Huh?
Let's switch it up. We gonna start at number 1.
No, we gotta start the bus. The countdown, man. It's just how it's done, man. You gotta start.
All right, so I'm gonna go Baltimore, number 5. Their teams, their teams in the conference, they have a better record. But what they showed against the Bills, who have a better record than them,
look here, man,
is a really good team. Derrick Henry, they find it like Baltimore should always do, give him 25 carries. When you run the ball and don't abandon it, you're going to win games. That's how you got as far last year. You abandoned it in the conference championship. That's why you lost. So I expect them to keep running, but right now I got them at number 5.
Number 5, okay. Brandon?
man. You know what? I'm gonna have to agree with that one.
Okay, Brandon has the Ravens at number 5.
Baltimore, man. I see them. I don't see Pittsburgh standing. Are they still in first place in their division,
Who?
or the Pittsburgh finally lose?
No,
I
they
They're
finally
lost.
lose.
still, they're still in first place.
They still in first place.
Mhm.
They lost one.
Okay, but I don't see Pittsburgh being better than Baltimore long term. That was a good short term fun. This first couple weeks, but now it's time to get serious and playing football and show who you really are. Baltimore's gonna end up winning that division. Um, they number 5, like you said, they took care of Buffalo, and Buffalo took a hit on some injuries. I think Von Miller's injured, if I'm not mistaken. There's maybe about one or two other players that are
He's
injured. So,
suspended.
He's suspended. He's
oh, that's what
suspended.
it's suspended. Okay, that's what it's suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was. I mean, either way, that's still a hit. So, Baltimore will be at 5. Who you got?
So we're gonna do this snake style. So I'm gonna get my 5, then I'm gonna get my 4, then we'll come back around. And then so
Okay.
my number 5 is also the Ravens for all the things you guys mentioned. Um, they started a little rough and they forgot that they had freaking Derrick Henry the first few games. It's like, what are y'all doing? You got Derrick Henry back. What are you doing? The Monken decided, oh, wait a minute, that's right, I got Derrick Henry. And then once he figured that out, they became a problem. They can win games, honestly, the same way the Lions beat the Seahawks. They can win games just like that. Lamar Jackson can throw 18 to 20 passes and they can blow somebody out.
Yep.
Honestly. Because there are a lot of teams who do not have good run defenses this year. And I would come down here, hey, Derek, you look tired? Okay, Justice Hill, get in there. He'll spell it, and then, hey, okay, now we going to go play action. Now, Lamar, you throw it. Oh, my God, God forbid if we decide to go RPO or if we decide to go read option. Now you got to go try to tackle Derrick Henry with half of the population of your city. He's still going to drag them to the end zone. Or now you got to run fast enough to catch Lamar Jackson. So they figured it out because that was a situation. Those first few games that they crapped the bed in, it's like, oh no, we're going to have Lamar drop back and throw the ball 30 sometimes a game. Stop it. You got Derrick Henry.
Man, listen. The only way you stop Derrick Henry is if you stop him before he gets going. Because once he gets going, that's like trying to stop a freight train.
Yep, a Mack truck. So my number 4 is the Detroit Lions. And I don't think they're gonna stay 4 for very long if they keep playing this style of football. I feel the same way about the Ravens. My 4 and 5, I don't feel like they're gonna stay down for very long. Down on my, and let's be honest, we talk about a top 5 team. That's still, if you're number 5 on this list, there's still teams way behind you. So you talking about you're still one of the top 5 teams in the league if we mention you. So I don't think they're gonna stay down for very long. So the Lions, for all those reasons, you got 2 really good running backs, and you got a quarterback that's acting like he want to be accurate now. So yeah, and I think they went out there with hurt linemen. Like they're gonna get some linemen back, the offensive line. It's gonna be a problem. And then one of the best things that happened to the Lions was addition by subtraction. They let Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with his big mouth. They let him leave because all he do now is talk and get beat.
Yeah.
So they realized that, and they like, you know what, we don't need you. Yeah, okay. So and the defense is going to eventually get better. Aaron
and that boy Aiden Hutchinson's a beast.
Yeah, Hutchinson is he's a stuff of nightmares if you're a quarterback. So yeah. So I have lines for my number 4. So Brandon.
Number 4. I'm repping H-Town till the day that I die. Texans.
Okay.
I feel like they're probably what a top 3 or 4 team in that conference is them, Kansas City, Baltimore. Buffalo's probably at number 4 right now since they lost to Baltimore. But yeah, Houston is in probably top 3 in that conference, man. Um, as I look around, and they have such a loaded roster. They should be getting guys back soon, including Joe Mixon, who the first 2 weeks was looking fantastic, man. I mean, he was literally looking fantastic. One of their losses is to Minnesota, so I'm not going to penalize them too much on that because Minnesota really has surprised me this year. But
Yes.
yeah, Houston, I got Houston number 4, man.
All right, Steve.
I'll go Detroit. I
Okay.
know the Vikings have a better record in the division, but I feel like well, number one, they have not played Detroit yet. I feel like they're the better team. I feel like the Vikings are on the roll right now. I just trust me. I just trust Detroit more, so I got them at number 4.
All right.
And so I go
So
number 3. Right?
we're yeah, you're number 3.
I'm gonna go. Hmm. I'm gonna go Houston for the same reason that Brandon said.
Okay. This is fun.
They could have lost, but I think they're still man beast of a team. I think they're the second best team in the conference, and it's just that simple.
All right. So before I give mine, Tristan just text me because he's not gonna be able to make the show tonight. He texts his top 5. I'm gonna give his 4, his 5, his 4, and his 3.
Okay.
For his number 5, he picked the 49ers, which I disagree with. Okay, yes, they manhandled the Patriots, but those are the Patriots. I don't think the 49ers are gonna make this top 5 until everybody is healthy. They just, and there's still a big question mark about the play calling on defense. So for his number 4, he chose the Ravens, probably for all the reasons that we brought up. And for his number 3, he brought up the Vikings. My number 3 is the Houston Texans. Again, they're doing a lot of stuff with guys that are hurt. They're still getting it done. I just don't think that they're going to. I just don't see anybody else winning that division other than Houston. Houston's going to win that division again, provided everybody can stay healthy. And depending on who they lose, they could probably still win a lot of games because they're very deep. So I like Houston for my number 3 team, and that may change once Joe Mixon is back. Okay, you got Cam Akers as backup quarterback. Backup running back. Damian Pierce, backup running back, but they not Joe Mixon. So they're still doing some. They're still handling business, and that defense is going to eventually get better as time goes on. Because D'Amico Ryans, his defenses typically take about 6 to 7 weeks before you start seeing, okay, wait a minute, we can't do that with these guys. So I think that they're gonna get even better. But they might be one of the best teams in the league by the time everything gels. So Brandon, you're number 3.
Minnesota. Okay.
Okay.
Minnesota's at number 3.
Okay.
Sam Darnold has surprised me. Brian Flores sound like he kind of switched up his defensive scheme a little bit. I did a little bit of study, but I have way more time tomorrow since I got 4-day weekend. But yeah, man, Minnesota right now number 3, man. We'll see how much longer this continues because I don't know if this is long-term top 5 for them, but we'll see.
Okay. So Tristan just made a clarification. He just takes the clarification. He's taking the Vikings out of number 3, and he has placed the Lions at number 3. However, the Vikings are not in his top 5, which I'm like, what? So, but go ahead with your number 2, Brandon.
Number 2, I have Detroit.
Okay.
Detroit. What can I say, man? Listen, I've been saying all year that I feel like they're the second best team in the conference. I still feel that way. I know San Francisco's not healthy, and that's fine. But to me, San Fran is 1 and Detroit's 2 until they see each other in the playoffs. If they, I don't care if they do play each other in the regular season or not, I want to see these two teams go at it in the playoffs for supremacy in that conference and a possibility to end up in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Steve, number 2.
I got San Fran number 2.
Wow.
And I have San Fran number 2 because when they're healthy, don't get me wrong, Mason's doing a great job, but he's no CMC. When they're healthy, they're a problem. I look at trends of teams from season to season to season to season. 2 years ago, people talking about, KC starting slow. I said they're going to win a division and go far. It happened 3 years in a row. I think San Fran's the same way. They're having some struggles, but I think no team in the NFC. I mean, the Vikings did beat them. I give them that credit. But I got to see more from Sam Darnold and the Vikings moving forward. If the Vikings can beat the Lions and then they play in 2 weeks from now, then they're gonna bump up to my top 5. They're not there yet. But I think a healthy San Fran, I still don't think nobody's messing with them in the NFC.
I have not played San Fran in my top 5 yet until they beat somebody of note. Because this first part of their schedule is very, very soft, which realistically they're 2-2 right now. They should be 4-0, and it's a travesty. However, I probably say 3-1 now because my number 2 is the Vikings. They had to show me something, and to be able to go into Green Bay to Lambeau Field and beat the Packers was impressive for me. So as of right now, yeah, they're my number 2. Brian Flores. It's not so much about Sam Darnold. It's about Brian Flores and that defense.
That defense.
That defense is, oh my God. Like, everybody, we know, we studied ball. That particular scheme of offense, that Shanahan style offense, which is a derivative of Bill Walsh's, is very, very, very difficult to stop. You can slow it down, but you can't stop it. Minnesota stops it. Anytime they play a team that runs that offense, it's like, what you doing? Where you going? What you thought you was finna do? Oh, you thought you was finna do? No, you're not finna. No, what you think you? No, sir. No, sir.
I hear you, man. But Jordan Love had 54 passing attempts. They ran the ball like 15 times. Green Bay did. Not saying they beat themselves, but when you play that style of football, it's very easy to lose ball games.
Yeah,
they lost 2 points.
Well, that's. Hold on. So that's on Matt LaFleur
and 3 picks.
Hold on. Hey, Steve. That's on Matt LaFleur, man, because you got Josh Jacobs at running back.
That's what I am saying.
And you run that Shanahan style offense. You should have been running the football.
They ran it just like Shanahan ran it.
Self-sabotage is what I am saying.
They ran it just like Shanahan.
Still almost won the game.
Yeah, because Shanahan went away from running the ball against Minnesota as well.
Josh Jacobs, here you go, E. To your point, Josh Jacobs had 9 carries and averaged 5.7 yards per carry.
And you don't go away from that. You don't go away from that.
Love had 54 passing attempts.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
It's about these egotistical.
I can't give the Vikings credit.
No, you're right. Hey, say it again, Eric. Say it again. What are they?
These egotistical, pass-minded coaches that want to win a certain way instead of just win.
I can't.
They will compromise a game because they want to win a certain way instead of just winning the game.
And you know what?
And that's why I respect Dan Campbell. Because Dan Campbell had 2 running backs over 5 yards a carry, and they stayed like that. We're gonna run this ball.
Listen. That's going to separate you from being a good team to a great team to a juggernaut team.
Question: How did we beat the Lions last season? Do y'all remember that? Sorry, how did we win the game last season?
I remember it was a close game. I remember that much.
Dan Campbell wanted to win the way he wanted to win.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
3
true.
attempts in a row.
Yeah. But I think what it is now Dan Campbell's kind of maturing. He's like, okay, let me do what's working. And that's what guys like LaFleur and Shanahan and McVay and all those guys like that do not do. They don't do that. And yeah, to your point, Steve, the Packers could have won that game. But because I would love to see Minnesota lose. They get on my damn nerves. But that is a championship caliber defense over there. And,
it is.
And Sam Darnold is just not losing the game. You know who Sam Darnold is? Sam Darnold. Hold on. Sam Darnold is who the Brock Purdy haters think Brock Purdy is. That's who he is. That's a game manager. And it don't hurt to have Justin Jefferson, and now Jordan Addison's back, And
TJ Hawkinson, the tight end.
TJ Hawkinson will be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
He's not here played yet, but he'll be back soon. Okay. So Sam Darnold is a game. He ain't lighting up stuff. He just out there, hey man, you open? Well, I mean, Justin Jefferson is kind of easy. He gonna be open most of the damn time.
Yeah.
So Sam Darnold at this point is what people who still doubt Brock Purdy is. What they say Brock Purdy is. That's what Sam Darnold is.
I got you.
And he's a game manager. He's elevating the system. But right now, because of that defense and because Sam Darnold's making so few mistakes, that's why I have them as my number 2. So let's Tristan had watch this for his number 2 team, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Whoa.
Tristan always do that when he not on the show. He send us his intel and not here to defend it. And you be like, what are he not here to defend it? Tristan, we gonna hold you accountable, dog. So
do the snake and have him give his number 1 right now. To read his number 1.
Oh, his number 1 is the Bills. I'm like, how are you gonna put the Bills number 1 and they just got diddied on doggone baby all in all on national TV by the Ravens? The Ravens on there talking about just take that.
The Bills, best team in the league.
He says the Bills are the best team. That's what he texts me. And I'm like, no.
I don't think the Bills think they're the best team. The Bills don't even believe that.
They don't even believe they're the best team in the league. Now, granted, I think the Bills are playing a better brand of football this year than because they're more balanced on offense now. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen is making smarter decisions now, and the defense is playing a little bit better. But number 1 team in the league, come on, bro.
Yeah, no,
sir. So, Steve, it's you, number 1.
I thought it would be unanimous, but apparently it's not. Thanks to Tristan, but I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. That could change within the next 2 weeks. But the Chiefs, man, I don't have to explain anything.
Yeah, and I have the Chiefs as well. Until they lose, they the Super Bowl champions.
Right?
They winning. They got their 12th man out there with the stripes. I'm just saying that's what it is, and you can't play the Chiefs and the refs. And at first, I was like, cut them some slack. It ain't like that. But I sat down and watched games where I had no dog in the fight. And I'm like, how is that not? How did he throw a flag on that? Hey, man. So it's kind of getting, it's getting really, really blatant. I'm going to use the word blatant right now. But until they lose, yes, the Chiefs are the number one team in the league. Now we get to have a completely different discussion. They get upset by the Saints this week coming, which I still don't think they will. And Brandon, I'm sure you had the same.
I have the Dallas Texans at number one.
The Chiefs. Okay.
The Dallas Texans
who don't know your football history.
Hunt family, Hank Stram, rest in peace to Hank Stram, Willie Lanier, Len Dawson at quarterback. I have the Dallas Texans at number one.
Okay. So now, those are all subject to change after games have been played. I wish I could do like those guys on those medication commercials
with the fast talking at the end.
This stuff causes cancer. This stuff causes your teeth to fall out. This stuff causes your nose to bleed. This stuff causes your brain to come out your ear. This causes your eyes to fall out the sockets and roll down Interstate 95. This causes you to lose your fingers and your toes. This causes your kneecaps and elbow joints to roll.
All picks are subject to change if the host is drunk at the time. But so yeah, man, let's go to Pando's picks. Okay, so we got like 3 teams on a bye, so this is gonna go by kind of fast. This was very tough for me to pick this week. Some of these games, like, I had a hard time finding a Stone Cold lock. A lot of these are pick'em games. A lot of these, what we like to refer to as toilet bowl games. And who gonna win the game? The person that don't watch it. Like, really. I mean, y'all watch Titans and So yeah, y'all didn't watch the Titans and Dolphins. So that's what we call it, the person that wins, the team that wins the game is you and your family if you don't watch it. So, but starting off, we have the Bucks at the Falcons. I'm so serious. I still do not believe in Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield going to do. He gonna have to do something all season long to make me believe in him because I'm just waiting for him to. I'm waiting, and I think the Falcons are playing a better brand of football under Raheem Morris right now. I think I got the Falcons in a squeaker. I think they can win that game. Is that the one that's overseas, or is that the one? Are they in?
The first one should always be Thursday night.
Okay, so all right, so no, the Falcons are at home. I like them at home winning this. Okay.
Yes, Atlanta.
The Jets are it's in Atlanta. So yeah, I like the Falcons for sure now. The Jets are at the Vikings.
9:30.
I think, and I really believe that if the 49ers defense is bad as it is this year, can manhandle the Jets, the Vikings defense is going to run roughshod over them. Even, I just feel like that's going to happen. I got the Vikings winning, going 4-0. Excuse me. Yeah, 4-0, 5-0.
5-0. Actually, you know what? Because Nathaniel Hackett is such a bad offensive coordinator, Brian Flores is about to be another Shanahan-related offense.
Yeah, it's going to be and I feel like there's going to be some turnovers.
Yeah,
in this game by the Jets. I think the Vikings going to get quite possibly some picks, some strip sacks, that type of thing.
I see about 2 or 3 turnovers coming.
I don't know about that. I know I'm gonna say the I'm gonna say the top of the envelope is a 2. I think they'll get 2 turnovers.
I agree with 2. Don't be surprised if it's 3.
Okay, so I got Bears at over Panthers. The Bears are at home. They're at Soldier Field, and again, I just don't believe. I still don't believe in
Andy Dalton.
No, the new boy. The fingernails.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. I don't believe in him, but the Bears are smart enough to run the ball. And if they do that and play great defense, the Bears can win more games than they're expected to win. Stop trying to sling it all over the yard. He ain't ready. Give him some easy throws and run the ball and let your defense eat. And the Bears defense is good enough to chew up Andy Dalton and them. So I got the Bears over the Panthers. Give me the Commanders over the Browns. There's a lot of dysfunction going on in Cleveland, and the Commanders are starting to come into their own. Uh, Jaden Daniels is starting to come into his own. Um, I believe that there's still concerns about the Commanders' defense.
Oh yeah,
There's still
definitely.
there's still concerns about that, but I think they can put up enough points to kind of offset the defense. When the Commanders start to see stronger teams, that's not gonna matter. But for this game, I like them beating the Browns.
Now I
Okay,
will
I
say
like
this:
them going to 4-1.
Cleveland's defense needs to step up in this game. I know Jane
Yeah,
Daniels been hot, but they defense need to step up to try to keep them in this game, man. Because if Washington scores 17 points, this game is over.
yeah. So I just think that I think if the Browns, honestly, I think if the Browns can score 21 points, I think they can win this game. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Or let me back up off that. Let me back up what I'm saying. The Commanders have the ability to outscore the Browns, but the
Oh yeah, I
Browns
know
defense
that
does have the ability to stop the Commanders if they play classic Browns defense like they did last year. But the
exactly.
Browns are going through a dysfunctional period right now where it's looking like, what are y'all doing? And it's like, now I don't think Nick Chubb's gonna play, but they did open his practice window this week. I think he'll be ready for next week. It'd be a different story if Nick Chubb was playing. I'd have to sit down and think about this. Moving on to the next game. This is one of what we like to refer to as a toilet bowl game. Okay, we have the Finns at the Pats. We still don't know who the quarterback is going to be. Is it Huntley?
Yeah, I think it is Huntley, but
Is it Huntley? Okay,
I
so
mean it's not gonna
Huntley,
matter because the offense is abysmal right now without Tua. Even
right? So
the Odell and Hill and Waddle, like forget it. It doesn't matter. They need something. Why is Ryan Tannehill still free agent?
yeah, it's pretty bad. So I still like the Pats to win this game because of what's going on in Miami, and as the Pats do have ability to run the ball, um, and they can play some decent defense. The defense is not bad.
I don't think the Dolphins have good defense.
Yeah, no, I don't believe either. So I still say it's going to be a low scoring affair, and I like the Pats to win it. Um, Give me the Colts over the Jags, especially if Smoking Joe Flacco plays.
Yes.
If Smoking Joe plays, then cancel Christmas. That's almost a stone cold lock, but not quite. Doug Peterson's he's on the hot seat. Um, they got to turn this around. The Jaguars are desperate. They're at home, but I still say the Colts go in there and beat them. Give me the Texans over the Bills. Joe Mixon practice this week. Joe Mixon practice this week. Look for a heavy dose of run the same way the Ravens did the Bills. The Bills linebackers are all injured. Um, and Von Miller's not playing, and the Texans are getting healthier and healthier. I don't think CJ Stroud's gonna have a blow the doors off passing day, but I think you're gonna see a lot of running from the Texans, and I got the Texans winning this one. And the Texans are at home. You have never been in Reliance Stadium when the Texans are winning. That place is insane. Um, Not Reliant, NRG, excuse me. It's NRG now. Give me the Ravens over the Bengals. This is a pick'em game. It's one of my pick'ems, but because it's a divisional game and all bets are off when it is a divisional game, and the Bengals are desperate for a win. But I like the Ravens because they finally figured out, hey, Derrick Henry's on our team. Y'all, did y'all know Derrick Henry was on our team? Yes, Derrick Henry's on our team. We should give him the ball, shouldn't we? Yeah, we should give him the ball. So now that they figured that out, the Ravens are going to be kind of hard to stop, and I think they're going to beat the Bengals in Cincinnati, which is going to make things really tough when Cincinnati has to turn around and go to Baltimore later on this season. Give me the Broncos over the Raiders.
Agreed.
Bo Nix is starting to play a little bit better, and the Broncos defense is doing a little bit better. This is one of those, hey man, you don't really have to watch this game. Just go ahead and just check the box score.
Hey,
It's one of
Devontae
the,
Adams. They already ruled out Devontae Adams.
There you go. There you go. So that's the next thing. So I like the Broncos to win at home against the Raiders. The Raiders are starting to backslide a lot. Give me the Niners over the Cardinals. The Cardinals are playing a better brand of football. They're going to be hungry for a win after getting embarrassed by the Commanders last week. But from what I'm hearing, a lot of we're starting to get players back in San Francisco. Fred Warner is still going to play. We got Elliott back on the defensive line. Kalia Davis just got reactivated. Our defensive line, they're gonna have a tough time running the ball. The secondary is playing really well. Talano Hufanga, who didn't play against the Patriots, will be playing this week. I like the Niners, but it's going to be a close one because I still don't trust Nick Sorensen calling defense for the Niners against a team that can actually move the ball. So we'll have to see, but I still like the Niners at home in Levi. This is my Stone Cold lock coming up. Go ahead and cue it.
Hold up.
All right, so I got the Seahawks over the Giants. This is my Stone Cold lock. Seattle's at home. They just got embarrassed on national TV. They are not going to go back home and lose to the Giants. I just don't see it. And if they do, same old Seattle. But I don't think this is going to happen. I think Seattle's going to put on a show and get people to thinking that they hot stuff again until they run into the Niners or somebody else like that, you know.
Quarterback trash bowl, man. The quarterback trash.
Trash, 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 damn, trash.
So you're saying the Seahawks and Giants is the quarterback trash bowl?
Yeah.
I was just jamming to the music because I don't think Geno is trash. I just don't think he's good.
Geno's trash? I wouldn't say Geno.
I don't think he's trash. I don't think he's as good as people think he is.
Right, I'm with you, but trash is a strong term.
That's very strong, Brandon. That's very strong. We know Daniel Jones is trash. We know this. But I'm not going to call Geno trash. I'm just going to say he's not as good as people think he is.
I can think a few other, well, maybe one other game this week that could be a quarterback trash bowl, but I want to say, wow.
Which one?
That would be Patriots Dolphins. Now,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I missed that one.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
That's a better candidate.
Brissett's not trash. So Brissett ain't got no offensive line. They just lost another offensive lineman this week.
But Geno's been playing way better than Brissett.
Brissett is running for his life. That's why. Because that offensive line is so beat up in New England, and I still like them to win this game.
I'm agreeing. So, if there's a trash bowl, if we had to pick one, it would be that over this one.
All right, so last 3 games, I got the Packers over the Rams. The Rams are still really banged up. I look for Green Bay to go in there again. They got embarrassed because that was a game they should have won against the Vikings. I think it's gonna be no holds barred against the Rams. They're gonna unleash hell on them. And I think the Packers are gonna win this game. I don't think LaFleur is that stupid to not run the ball this time. I think he's gonna run the ball at the Rams. The Rams cannot stop the run. Cannot stop the run. And that's why, honestly, that's why the Niners lost that game. It's because Shanahan was Shanahaning. And, and instead of just, hey, look, we're gonna run the ball because they last against the run. No, I'm gonna sling it all over the yard, which was stupid. The Los Angeles Rams are dead last against the run. Run the ball on them. That's it. Just run the ball on them. I think the Packers can. You got Josh Jacobs. Run the ball. Run the ball and get out of there. Cowboys at Steelers. This is a pick'em game. I like the Steelers at home because Mike Tomlin is smart enough to realize that the Cowboys don't stop the run well, and he's going to use both his running backs, and he's going to run the ball, and the Steelers are going to play really solid defense. So I like this. I like the Steelers, but it could go either way because, Dallas could have some momentum after beating the Giants because it's a get right game, you know. So I'm gonna say either way, but I do like the Steelers in this one. Last game on the slate, as well as the Saints are playing, as bad as I feel like the Saints got screwed at the end of the Atlanta game last week, they're going to lose to the Chiefs. They're going to Kansas City. Taylor Swift is going to be there, and so will the Kansas City referee.
Swifties.
So, Saints fans, if you feel like you got screwed over by the refs last week, hold my beer. It's about to get real bad.
Yeah,
Okay?
it is.
It's about to get real bad. Go get your cussing out now, baby. I'm just telling you now, New Orleans fans. You in Kansas City? Oh, they about to do y'all foul. For real. Them referee, I ain't talking about Pat Mahomes and them. I'm talking about the
prime
referee.
time? And it's prime time?
Uh-huh. It's a prime time game. Shoot. And I like to get this game ball to the side judge.
Swifties.
Yeah. So yeah, but those are, to recap, Falcons over Bucks, Vikings over Jets, Bears over Panthers, Commanders over Browns, Pats over Finns, Colts over Jags, Texans over Bills, Ravens over Bengals, pick 'em, Broncos over Raiders, Niners over Cards, Seahawks over Giants, that's the Stone Cold lock, Packers over Rams, Steelers over Cowboys, Chiefs over Saints. I have never gone below 500 on my picks. The doors of the church are now open.
I have never gone below 500 on my picks. All right, here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching another episode of Just a Fan Podcast. Hey, listen, if you're new, we would like to know who you are. Introduce yourself. Hit the like button if you're watching on YouTube. Share, subscribe it.
Yes.
Okay. If you're on the Facebook side, you please hit the thumbs up button or the love button. Show us that you love the show. And we also live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Okay. You can follow us on IG, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. You can listen to us on Google and Apple. Not Google. Lord have mercy. Apple and Spotify podcasts because Google's podcast no longer exists. Okay. Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, that direction, Pando 316, the good guy with the black hat. Down below, Steve, Space Age Forever White. Good night, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.